one of the items we brought to the cabin from our Minneapolis house before we sold it was this floor lamp, which stands about 5.5 feet tall or so. And this head existed next to our kitchen table. And during the time we were there, the chairs we sat on were a little taller than the chairs here at the cabin. And we also found it maybe a little bit easier as we were coming to sit at the dining room table, kitchen table to do our homework or eat dinner, to pull these little lights chains on. But now it's up at the lake and we have very low slung chairs, and the lamp is a little bit farther away from where we're sitting. So I added these longer bits to the chains. The chains originally ended here, but we are not a family of orangutans. We are humans. We walk on our hind legs most of the time. So I added little bits of stuff my father collected, and this was these two anchor things my father had turned into sort of decorative hanging things that were on the wall, and I took them off the wall and attached them to the cords here, the pull cords. Here was something that, I don't know, a railroad spike that I incorporated here. This was a lovely little Yale, is it Yale? No, Ilko lock with key. This is part of one of my dad's necklaces. So they all turned into different pulls. And my brothers were saying, "Pierre, you're making it look junky." Well, then you stand up on your hind legs and turn on the light. It's much easier to just reach over, grab the spoon, turn off the bell, hit the bell for that peaceful noise. And anyway, so this is what I do with my life these days. I try to incorporate the collage making, happening making stuff my father did to improve the cabin, the life at the cabin. And if it looks a little junky from time to time, well, that's just too bad. Another thing I did, let me just see if I can easily grab it. With my orangutan arms, there were two. One is here. These are cocktail tray delivery trays, cocktail delivery trays. And I guess these were popular in the 20s and 30s or something. Anyway, here's another one. And my mother had a denim shirt that she embroidered with all sorts of fancy embroidery stitching on her fancy sewing machine. But the shirt itself didn't fit any of her orangutan children, and the fabric itself was quite fragile. It was the blue somehow was easily rippable, and I thought, well, I don't want to throw this out, so I created two collages using her shirt. And the other one is over here, which has a little bit more details in it, or more examples of that shirt, but it's underneath all of that debris, so gravity still works at this place, just like it does in Boston. Things fall on the floor. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 more of these trays, and I've got other things that I would like to incorporate that were part of our life here. One is a bunch of Navy uniforms I used to festoon myself with when I was sailing, and they've all shrunk. They had fit an orangutan, but now they don't fit at all. Not so much around the arms, but around the belly. And so there's naval insignia, a Navy insignia, plus I've got a bunch of flags that are sort of decaying. There's a bucket I have of just the stars from various American flags that have ripped and tattered, and the stars are maybe 3 or 4 different sizes. Some are embroidered, some are sewn, some are printed, and I thought that just making a tray, or I have a hexagonal table that has a glass top, and a hexagonal tray, a cocktail tray that, like these, have a glass top. So one of them might turn into that. And I lost my glasses falling off a boat. No, I fell off a dock, and the dock that I was at, I was untying the pontoon boat and about to step on. The boat was no longer tethered to the dock, which probably wasn't a good idea. I should have kept at least one line tethered to the dock when I was stepping on. But anyway, the wind was blowing the boat away from the dock, so I didn't have a lot of time to get from the dock to the boat. But just at that point, people started walking on this long dock, and the dock is very jiggly. It sways, even if you're by yourself on the dock. It has this sway to it, and when you have a family of 4 getting off their pontoon and a family of 4 walking from the shore on that same dock, the thing it's like the Verragonzo, that movie that shows the suspension bridge falling apart. That's what it feels like. Anyway, I fell straight down into the sea, into the ocean, into the lake, and went over my head, and my glasses fell off, and I lost my wallet. So I found the money from that was in the wallet about 100 yards away. No, 1,000 feet away, 30 yards away, almost on shore. It all had sunk, so it was really interesting. So I'm hoping I can find the wallet. I assume the wallet floated, and then the money came out and sank. And I'm assuming, I hope I can, crossing fingers, that I can find the wallet today when I go back and look along the beach, because that had my real ID in it. And if I'm going to get on an airplane without one, it requires more trouble. Anyway, ta-da!